It is the largest prison release in U.S. history. Beginning this Friday, jails across the country will free 6,000 federal inmates.
And with Texas receiving more inmates than any other state, public safety is the #1 concern for law enforcement. As KXAN's Rachel Glazer reports, many people don't believe Texas is ready.
Over the course of just 4 days, 578 federal inmates will walk out of prison and move into communities across Texas.
Putting them away for decades is a punishment that is far too harsh for the crime that was committed.
The new sentencing guidelines will save the federal government millions and free up space in overcrowded prisons.
Even though it's a great thing, we're really not helping them at all to not reoffend.
At the Texas Criminal Justice Coalition, Sarah Worthington says this is a big win for sentencing reform, but she's concerned about what will happen to the prisoners once they're released.
We continue to screen them out from housing or from employment. We're contributing to the problem.
Worthington says Texas doesn't have the resources to help people get back on their feet.
Are we concerned? Certainly.
Representing the Texas Sheriff's Association, Sheriff A.J. Lauterbach says the early release might as well be called a prison break.
We're just left to deal with what happens, and our citizens are left to become potential victims in our counties.
75% of the prisoners to apply for a shorter sentence were approved, and more than 30,000 other federal inmates are eligible for early release. But for true freedom, Worthington says there needs to be policy changes.
It's heartbreaking and it's wrong.
That was Rachel Glazer reporting. The release only applies to non-violent drug offenders. This week's release is just round 1. Another 8,500 prisoners are expected to be released by November of next year.